Michelle, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for being here. I am here with Michelle. We are going to be talking about, listen, every woman. I think every woman from the time when we're like 16 years old, right? We're like, what's with this getting old thing? So, we are going to be talking all about age without getting old. Super, super excited about this. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sabrina Victoria. I'm the host here at Her Talk Show. Listen, if you have not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. These podcasts are guaranteed to have you thinking differently about life and your business. Let's jump right in.
Get ready, because today's guest is about to change the way you view your world. This is Her Talk Show, hosted by Sabrina Victoria.
Hello, thank you so much for listening live. Welcome. If you're on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay wherever you're at so we can send you some love in the comments. We have had over 600 women grace this stage. We are adding another one to the list today. We have Michelle Giroux, a certified naturopathic wellness professional and anti-aging specialist with a passion for helping women 40 and over, girl, that's me, to navigate the inevitable changes that begin to happen to our bodies. And oh my gosh, yes, it's so crazy. Like, I'm just leading my life. I'm just like doing everything the same. And then just all of a sudden, I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? All right, let's see. She wasn't always on this path of natural wellness. As a matter of fact, she landed in the ICU in a medically induced coma for 3 weeks because she didn't take good care of herself. As women, we so often put everyone else first. Isn't that true? Her mess has become her message, and she is on a mission to help women who want, keyword, to make better choices to do just that before they end up sick and feeling hopeless. It just takes one step at a time, and she's here to walk you through on your journey to living a healthy life and aging with grace. Yes, girl.
Yay.
Oh, I am so excited for this. I bet you get this all the time. Like, what are you even talking about, age without getting old? What does this even mean?
Yeah, it's like we don't have to get old and decrepit and let the body break down. And I'm just so passionate about sharing, just baby steps that people can take to live a healthier life and age gracefully.
Yes. And I'm assuming, is this for men and women, or is this like only women have this key?
No, it's for men and women, but but with menopause and all the crazy changes that happen, that's kind of where I've navigated my my clientele, ends up being in that category. But I mean, I've helped teenagers and I've helped, men as well. So it's a gift for everyone.
I bet. Well, that's awesome. Well, listen, I would love to jump in. First of all, a little bit about your story.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was an idiot. I did all the things I teach people not to do. I did them all. So I'm a walking testimonial of what a difference small steps can make. I had been knocked down the stairs by a Rottweiler. I'm an avid, crazy animal lover. And this rambunctious Rottweiler puppy knocked me down the stairs, and I was 100% certain that I cracked a rib. So I wrapped my ribs nice and tight, and I didn't have a cracked rib. I had pneumonia. So by wrapping my ribs really tight, my lungs filled up very quickly. And being, this stubborn, I don't need your help person that I am, I wouldn't go to the doctor. And I ended up being rushed to the hospital and immediately put into a medically induced coma. And my family was told that they didn't think I would make it. And if I did, I would have permanent brain damage. So my life is a gift. Every day is a gift. And I'm on I'm on a mission to help people to not get there.
So you had pneumonia, but you didn't know it.
No.
And then because of the pup.
Yep. And wrapping my ribs really tight, my lungs couldn't expand. So they just filled right up. It was awful.
Oh my gosh, what a crazy story.
Yeah. And I
Right.
didn't eat well back then. I ate through the drive-through window all the time. I just didn't take good care of myself. So my immune system was not in a good place.
Wow. Okay. So you get home after this whole ordeal,
Wow.
and then like 180 pivots, or what happened? Like, did you just dive in right away, or
No, I wasn't physically able to dive in right away. I had to learn how to walk. I was 92 pounds and I weigh 130 now. So take 40 pounds off of this frame,
Wow.
or 30 something pounds off this frame. I weighed 92 pounds. I walked with a walker. I had oxygen. I mean, I had a long road to recovery. And so it took about a year to rebuild my body. And then I was like, okay, what choices are we going to make differently? How am I going to choose to live moving forward? And, I did the same thing. I took baby steps, little steps, cut out certain things, added in certain things. And it's been since 2007 that I've been on a much more serious path of doing the right thing 80% of the time. I mean, nobody's perfect. And you don't have to be perfect, but if you can do the right thing 80% of the time, you're going to notice such a difference, and you can't put a price tag on that.
Wow. Okay, so I know you talk a lot about knowing your pH level
Yep.
of your body. Can
Mhm.
you tell us, first of all, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
And then second, how do we do that?
Yeah. Well, it's a very non-invasive test that you can do on yourself. I didn't bring a packet in with me, but it's just a strip, and you spit into a spoon and dip. You don't want to put the chemicals in your mouth, but you spit into a spoon and dip the paper in, and it will show you your pH. And then you check the second urine of the day, because the first urine you're dumping toxins from overnight. So the second urine of the day. And we want to be in that sweet spot, a little on the alkaline side of 7.2 to 7.4. And being in that sweet spot keeps you from being vulnerable to disease, because disease loves an acidic environment. So we want to stay a little bit on the alkaline side so that disease doesn't love living in our body.
So I take a strip,
Mhm.
I pee,
Yep.
second pee of the day,
Mhm.
and I'm acidic.
Yes.
What do I do?
Yes.
What do I do?
Most of my clients are acidic. It's because of the food choices that are readily available to us, and the convenience that, our life is packaged in convenience. And that convenience today, long term, will be extremely inconvenient when you're going to the doctors and having procedures and being in the hospital and feeling like crap, excuse my French. So I work with people to add in things that are going to get them. And there are 4 different levels that you can be in that acidic range. So acidic and alkaline range. So we work on an individual basis to say, okay, this is what we need to do with where you are at. My intake form is 8 pages, and I ask things like, do you scrape your tongue every day? Do you floss? What kind of deodorant do you use? What toothpaste are you using? And eating habits, and bathroom habits, and all the things. And every body is different, right?
What does scraping of your tongue do?
Scraping?
Yeah.
That's plaque. You know that white film that some people have on their tongue? It's plaque. Just like we don't want plaque on our teeth, we don't want plaque on our tongue either. And it also causes bad breath. Just saying.
Really? So even if I floss every day, gargle
Mhm.
every day, and brush my teeth 2 times a day,
If
plaque
you're
on my
doing that, I love you. You are my kind of woman.
I do
I
that.
love that.
I do
Yes.
do that, but I probably scraped my tongue 1 time in my whole life.
Yeah, you should.
So I need to scrape
You
my
should.
tongue. Do I need like a tongue scraper for that, or
Yep, you can get them at any CVS or, any Walmart, whatever. They're readily available, and I would highly recommend it. And that's what I like to do with people. I like to give them free things that they can change and make themselves better. It's like the mouth is the entry point for everything that goes into our body, right? Except for topical. But, everything we eat goes through our mouth. And, we want to make sure that that entry point is as clean as it can be.
Wow, this is so interesting. So how does somebody scrape their tongue? Let's start with that. That's super easy. Just like 2
It's so
times scrape?
easy.
Are you supposed to scrape it till there's, like, nothing on it? Like
Yeah, I look and I see what, if there's a film on my tongue, I just scrape it off. But it only takes like 1 or 2
okay.
swipes. That's funny. That's so funny. This is not the direction that we thought we were going to go, but this is fun. So
That is
funny.
so
So funny.
interesting to me.
Yeah. Little things make a big difference.
100%. So, the mouth is the entry point, and all of that leads to the gut,
Hmm. Yes.
which is gut health.
So, so, so important. Everything. Even acne primarily starts in the gut. If you have an unhealthy gut, it's going to manifest in so many ways throughout your body.
Including acne.
Yeah.
Is this minus adolescence, or is this also adolescence?
Well, kids today don't have healthy guts at all. They're doing Taco Bell, Wendy's. Sorry, Taco Bell's and Wendy's. Sorry. They're eating from a window for the most part. And that is not nourishing their body in any way, shape, or form. So I'm finding that younger people are having issues and challenges that used to be more in the later years. It's unfortunate.
So, how does somebody begin to repair their gut?
Well, replace processed food with a good fiber and protein at every meal. I eat fiber and protein at every single meal. I do not have processed food in my house. Stop eating from a window. Like I said, that convenience today is going to be so incredibly inconvenient. I had somebody say to me one time, it's like, Michelle, I don't care. I'll just drop dead one day. And I was like, I'm sorry, but you won't. I am more apt to drop dead because my body is done than somebody who's really sick and not taking care of their body. There's a long road before dropping dead when you're living an unhealthy lifestyle. And I see people every day. It breaks my heart because I know that easy little changes could make a world of difference for them.
Yeah, and I've heard this before, we're going to die anyway, so why does it matter? But yeah, you don't really think about that part where you're like, I have to live in the body until.
I had a friend say to me one time, and it has stuck with me. He said, you better take good care of your body. Otherwise, where are you going to live? I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's 100% true. So, fiber and protein. No packaged foods?
I don't know. I don't
So,
eat
like
packaged
yeah,
food.
I'm talking about you. So, like, I make chili a lot,
Mhm.
which are all healthy ingredients in my
Yep.
chili,
Mhm.
but then I always eat my chili with chips. So, you would not eat your chili with chips? You would just eat the chili?
Well, 80-20. The
Okay,
20% can be your chips.
okay.
Yeah. Nobody is 100%, I don't think. We all have, I love 1 cup of coffee a day. Do I drink coffee throughout the day? No. But that was one thing I was like, you know what? That I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep my coffee in the morning. So we make choices, but 80% of what goes in my body is healthy and it's conscious. It's like this. If I'm going to have a small little York peppermint patty, because that's my splurge, then that's what I'm going to do for the week, right? I'm not going to have one every day. So it's just making better choices. And it's so easy once you start. A lot of the foods that we eat, like through the window, there are scientists working behind the scenes. There are things you can put in those foods to that on the back of the throat. There's a sensor that sends a dopamine blast to the brain. So you're not necessarily eating it because you like it. You're now addicted to that dopamine blast to the brain. And
I
once you,
have heard of this.
yes, once you clean up your palate, I couldn't take a bite of macaroni and cheese if you paid me, because it creates a response in my body when I even just think about it, because it's so unhealthy, and it's mucking up your insides. And once you clean up your palate, this stuff is easy.
Yeah.
Easy. If I could wave a magic wand and give people the feeling of health for 1 week, they would never go back.
Yeah. I totally get that 100%.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask something before the macaroni.
I got you with the macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Macaroni
Sorry.
is on my list. I actually keep a list in my phone in my notes section because it's so easy to forget.
Yeah.
But I'm very aware of like foods that don't make my body feel good. And if I also give it like leniency, right? Like, well, maybe the macaroni and cheese mixed with this was the issue, right? But macaroni and cheese is actually on my list of like things not to eat. Because I just saw over and over and over and over again that my body just did not appreciate it at all.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking of while you were talking.
I'm so glad you're so in touch with your body. That's really amazing. Good for you.
Yeah, it is. It is nice, and also kind of like, damn it, it's on my list.
I know.
Because I have this thing, like I'm very in tune with keeping promises to myself.
So
So I
good.
don't put it on my list until like for
Yeah.
real. So it's like a big deal to put it on the list. I probably have maybe like 30 things on there. And while I'm typing it, I'm just like, damn it, am I really never going to eat this again? And then sometimes I forget, right? So I have to check my list. Like I'll be craving something and then I'll check my list. I'll be, damn it, it's on the list.
Damn it.
Yeah, but it does. It helps, it helps to make sure. And there's always something else, there's always an alternative that can catch that craving. What did you do early on as far as when you started getting more healthy, as far as those cravings that you would have?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started, I lost so much when I was in the hospital. It's like, if we don't replenish our vitamins and minerals and nutrients in our body, the only vitamin that the body produces is vitamin D. And most people in the United States are vitamin D deficient. So what does that tell you, right? If somebody goes on an antibiotic because they have a sinus infection, there are vitamins being drawn out of their body, primarily B vitamins with the antibiotic. And if you don't replenish those things in your body, you're deficient. And I actually had my gene snip. It was called gene snip. You'd swab the inside of your mouth and send it off to a lab. And my nurse practitioner was shocked. She was like, Michelle, I have never seen someone with genes as good as yours. And it's not because I was born that way. It's because of the good choices that I make along the way to make sure I don't trip the gene, the mutation of the gene to, not give me that end result,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you doing this as far as, the people that you hang around or your community, your friends, your family? Because it's a big deal, it's like
They think
society,
I'm
we do
crazy.
that. Like we hang out, we go through the drive-through, we're sitting at Starbucks eating all that stuff. We're drinking, going out drinking. How do you guide your clients into shifting a little bit with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easier today to eat out than it used to be, because there are a lot of health conscious people. So, I do a big salad with, I don't do a whole lot of proteins. I don't eat meat at all, but I'll have like scallops or shrimp or salmon on a salad, and with oil and vinegar. So that's not hard. That's not hard. And it's delicious. I'm not going to lie. When I go out with my girlfriends, I have a drink or two, 80-20, it's all good. But yeah, some of my people, think I'm crazy, and that's fine. They can eat what they want, and I'll eat what I want. Everybody's happy. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That's good.
Yeah.
You talk often about how there's no fences in the body.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's like every function affects the other function, and it all starts in the gut. The gut is the second brain. And if your gut is healthy and you've got a good gut biome and you're on a good solid probiotic that can make it through the stomach acid and actually get the live bacteria to the small intestine where it needs to be, it's a magical thing. It's magic, when and that keeps your pH in balance. So everything goes together. You can, if you have a healthy gut, you're probably going to have a good balanced pH, and that supports your metabolism, your hormone production, and all of it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So when you're talking about getting older without getting older, is the healthy lifestyle that you're leading assisting in that? Is the mindset assisting in that? How does all of that kind of come together for you and your
Yeah.
community?
I love that question. I love that question because, again, going along with there are no fences. If you have a negative attitude and you're angry and cranky all the time and talking trash about people, that kind of affects everything else, right? So no, mindset is huge. I wake up every morning to my two dogs. I wake up almost laughing every single morning, and I wouldn't trade that for the world, just because of the way that they wake up with me. And they, my pit bull plants his face next to me on my pillow and he starts talking to me. And how do you not wake up happy then, right? And I wake up and I say, okay, who am I going to bless today?
Mm.
And I'm grateful every single day that I'm alive. Like my life is a gift. I should have died. So I'm very grateful every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live in Boca Raton, Florida.
Yeah.
And down here, it's very interesting. There's a lot of retirees,
Yeah.
and there's a difference between 75 and 75. There's totally different bodies and mindsets. There's some 75-year-olds I meet that are doing triathlons,
Yeah.
and other ones that, get out of the house at 11, go to brunch, extremely overweight, go home and watch the news for the rest of the day.
Oof. I don't watch the news ever.
What's the mind shift in that? Is that genes? Is that food? Is that mindset? I mean, how does somebody even begin to pivot?
Yeah.
Can a 75-year-old pivot? Or is it just
The desire has to be there,
Hmm.
because it takes effort and it takes discipline. And I don't know. I would not want to be in those bodies. I can't imagine how they feel, and how they feel affects how they think. And it's just this vicious cycle that they have to make a decision to break it and seek help and work with someone who can coach them and hold their hand and love them along the way. So yeah, I see that too. And it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a ton of people watching live. Thank you so much for being here, hanging out with us. But I want to ask, Michelle, somebody who's older in age and is really sitting there and they're like, you know what? This does suck.
Yeah.
Like I want to start making some pivots, but they got a bad back.
Yep.
They got some bad knees.
Mm-hmm.
Their elbow doesn't want to work well.
Yeah.
I mean, what's a step? What is a couple things that somebody can do just to like start to step into a younger mindset or a younger, more fluid, flexible body? What are some easy 1 or 2 tips that you could give us for those individuals?
Yeah. I mean, I would say drink more water. Replace some of the beverages throughout your day. Like I have one of my clients was drinking 6 large Dunkin' Donuts coffees, and it wasn't just straight coffee. she would go through the drive-through and order, and I'd be like, oh my God, I don't even know how to pronounce the stuff, the macchiato, blah, blah, all the stuff. So I was like, okay, let's just do 5 and have one big water. Okay, let's start there, right? Baby steps. Get your feet on the earth. Huge, huge. So underrated, but so important. Easy for you down in Boca Raton. I live in Bristol, Rhode Island, and it gets really cold and snowy and icy up here. So, yeah, that's a very simple thing. Free. You live in Boca Raton, go walk on the beach, barefooted.
Yeah.
Take those shoes off, barefoot on the earth for 20 to 30 minutes a day. If you can do it at first light, even better. It feeds your body. It balances out your body, because we are a positive charge and the earth is a negative charge. So you put those together and it's like whew, magic. You'll sleep better. Your mind will be more clear. So water and stand on the earth for 20 to 30 minutes a day. How much more free can that get? Right?
Yes. Yes. 100%. Easy and simple. And I think the biggest takeaway here is your emphasis on they have to want to do it, because it will be a journey.
Yeah.
It isn't like you just start drinking water and then all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
just one step.
Sometimes I have to negotiate with my clients. It's like, okay, give me 30 days, drink one big water like this every day, and tell me that you don't feel better. It's like I'll negotiate. I'm not proud. I'll negotiate to get them doing the baby steps and the small things. So, and then once they start to feel better, it's like, oh, what else you got? What else you got? You know?
Exactly. And really allowing individuals to live. I think I saw on your website, live while you're still alive, or something like that.
Yeah. It's like this is a beautiful life. There's so much to do. And if you're, using a walker on oxygen, if your knees are hurting you, you're not going to live the fullest life that you can while we're here. It's a short time that we're here. And I can't imagine. I mean, I had arthritis in my knees, and I cleaned it up with a good lifestyle and eating the right foods and putting the right nutrients into my body. I'm 64 and I feel better than I did when I was 40.
Wow.
So much better than I did when I was 40.
So no surgery, you literally just kind of cleaned up
No surgery.
And then your knees.
Yeah. Perfectly fine. No issues whatsoever with any joints in my body.
Yeah, I hear this all the time. And I try my best to stretch and be flexible and do some yoga to really, a lot of it just sitting all day, in your neck, in your shoulders, in your wrists from being on the computer, hips.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I stretch every single night for 20 minutes before I go to bed. Like I almost can't go to bed without stretching. Sometimes I try to, and then my body's just like, nope.
You got to get up.
Yeah. I'm just mad because I'm like, I'm so tired. But yeah, it does wonders.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And no invasive surgeries.
Yeah. I don't even have ibuprofen in my house. I won't take anything like that ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. Well, this has been absolutely phenomenal. A few notes: fiber and protein. You don't eat meat. So can you give us just a handful of like fiber and meat? What are some things that you do?
Yeah. I mean, I have a fiber protein, a protein powder that tastes delicious. It's French vanilla, and it has 30 grams of protein. So another tip for people, 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of getting up, and do 30 minutes of like neutral aerobic exercise. You want to be able to talk on the phone. You want to be able to drink water. You don't want to be panting. So 30, 30, 30. 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of getting up and 30 minutes of mild cardio to where your heart rate's about 130, 35 in that. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Works wonders.
And then
Wonders.
fiber.
Yeah. Yeah. Fiber and protein at every meal. So my breakfast in the morning is a whole bunch of vegetables, onions, peppers, mushrooms, all the things sauteed up in a pan and 1 egg. So the vegetables are overflowing out of the omelet and 1 thin little egg to wrap it up. And, it's so
What do you
worth
use
it.
to saute?
I use I use plant butter, but to saute I use a virgin olive oil.
Virgin olive oil.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this has been great. We have a ton of people watching. They're obviously resonating with what you're saying. I'd love for you to tell us, what exactly you do, who exactly you help, who should be reaching out to you.
Yeah, I mean, my avatar, my target audience is women over 40 because that's the space I live in, right? And I've been through menopause and I know the changes that happen and all of that. So women over 40 who are looking to, they did all the things for their family for the first 20 years after they got married. Now it's time for them to take care of themselves and feel good and be able to travel with their husbands or their girlfriends or, do fun things, that you can't do if you're not in a healthy body, so that's my target is women over 40.
Beautiful. And where can we find you? Social media, websites?
Yeah. On social media, I'm still just under my name. So it's Michelle Drew on Facebook. And then on LinkedIn, it is M. Drew Natural Wellness. My email address is mdrewnaturalwellness@gmail.com. And I gave you a calendar link that people can book a 30-minute free session just to talk it through, I'm passionate about this, and I don't feel like anyone should not have access to the information. This is what I'm here to do. I'm here to help women to feel better, live better, be healthier. So yeah, that's
There's
that.
a calendar link, and then I'll also put it in the description. But for anyone who maybe is listening right now, there it is right there. You can screenshot the calendar link. This has been great. I so appreciate you hanging out and sharing all of this goodness with us. Any closing thoughts as we wrap up?
Yeah, no, I appreciate you so much. I watch your podcast all the time, and I am so honored to be here with you. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Of course. For those of you that really resonate with Michelle and all the goodness that she shared, make sure to check out her website at mdrewnaturalwellness.com. It is in a clickable link wherever you are watching us at. That brings us to an end of yet another incredible episode of Her Talk Show. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Of course. To our dedicated listeners, thank you for staying with us since the end. Remember to follow, like, and share. Once again, I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I invite you to join our amazing community, Her Nation, where we continue to uplift each other every step of the way. Until